All right, I've got my photos edited and organized, and I'm ready to turn them into Flickr. So here's the 5 photos that I'm going to turn in for this assignment. You can see I've already given them all 5 stars like I'm supposed to. I'm now going to pull up Flickr, which I have open right here, and I should have been started on the home page. I'm going to go ahead and just click right here on this upload button. Pretty easy to find right there at the top of the screen. Click right on upload. And this is big old screen is going to pop up, and I have found that the easiest way to upload our photos is just to bring Bridge back up now that I have this screen here. But I need to be able to see Bridge and Flickr at the same time, so I'm going to minimize Bridge by clicking on this little middle button right here. And now I can see my 5 photos and Flickr at the same time. What I'm going to do is select all 5 of these photos by clicking and dragging over them like that. You can see I started at the bottom where there's no photo, and I drug up and over all 5 of them. Or you could just press Control A on your keyboard, and that would also select all 5 of them. Whichever way you like better, just get them all selected and then click on one of the 5, doesn't matter which one, and click and drag them over into Flickr and then let go. And it's going to go ahead and upload those bad boys for you. See these pink boxes that are around them? You want all of your photos to have that pink box. If I click on this one, you can see the pink box is gone around the other 4. And what would happen now is any changes that I make over here is only going to be made to this one photograph. And we want the changes that we make over here to be made to all 5 photographs. So I'm going to bring those back by holding down Control and just clicking on each one of them. And now I've got all 5 photos selected. In fact, you can see it says right here, editing 5 photos. Here's the changes we need to make. Right here where it says replace 5 titles, we are going to replace the 5 titles with the name of the assignment. So if this assignment was called Shutter Speed 1, then we would put in here Shutter Speed 1. And here's what I need you to do for me. I need you to make sure you spell this correctly, because if you don't, it makes it harder for me later on. So I'm going to go ahead and just make that a requirement that you spell the name of the assignment correctly. And if you don't do it, I'm going to make you re-upload and return in the photos. So you're going to get a 0 until you fix it. So it's really simple. All it requires is that you use correct spelling, and I would sure appreciate it. Then we're going to come down here. We're going to add to albums. This is very important. We want to make sure we add these photos to an album. So let's click here on Add to Albums. And guess what? The name of the album is going to also be Shutter Speed 1, or whatever the name of the assignment is. And guess what? I'm also going to ask you to spell that correctly. So I don't have an album here called Shutter Speed 1, so we're going to go ahead and click on Create a New Album. We're going to call it Shutter Speed 1. And we're going to click on Create Album. And you can see Flickr has created the album, and it's put a check mark next to it. Don't click on it because that will uncheck it. It's already checked. It's already good to go. We're good to go with Shutter Speed 1, and we're going to go ahead and just click on Done. And you can see it has added it to an album over here. And then the last thing we need to do is come down here where it says Add to Groups. And you should have already been added to a group in this class if you're in Photo 1, Photo 2, or Photo 3. You're just going to click on whichever one you're in. So let's say you're in Photo 2. We'd click on that. And then I also want it to go to Johnson Photo class. Basically, I want a group that has just our Photo 2 photos in it. And I also want a group that has everybody's photos in it. So make sure you choose 2 different groups, your period, and then also the Johnson Photo class. And go ahead and click on Done. Now it's probably a good idea to double check, make sure we spelled everything correctly, because if we didn't, that's going to be trouble. And then right down here on the bottom, it should be set to this. Let's just make sure that this right here says none, all rights reserved, and visible to everyone. If this does not, if this says something different, then I may not be able to see your photo. So just make sure that we select visible to everyone on this one. All right, and then once you've done that, and that should be there by default, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. Once you've done that, go ahead and just click on Upload Photos, and it'll ask you if you're good that this is everything you want. Just go ahead and hit Upload, and you are good to go. This little progress bar is telling us our progress, and there we go. Here's our 5 photos that we've uploaded. You can see if I click here on Albums, I've got an album called Shutter Speed 1 that has just those 5 photographs that I uploaded, or I can go back to just click here on my home on You, and I can see all of my photos that I've uploaded. And that's it. That is how we upload photos to Flickr.